Now, Sean, you have seen this,
I
and
have.
this is another film that I feel might have been programmed for you. It might have been programmed for you. They went, right, let's see, we're gonna put this in this time period. We're gonna make it about this thing. We're gonna have and even the stills of this film look like it's homaging some films that I think you might like. So
I've
tell
had
us.
a I've had a terrific time at the cinema these past few days. A terrific time at the cinema. So I'm glad we're saving something in the water till next week. So so yeah. So
Ollie, you need to go see something in the water quick.
you do. So we can do it. Okay. So
Big
basically,
time for you.
this is a story. It sort of spans from the mid '60s to the early '70s, and it's a period. So you got the. It's quite funny. It's about a motorcycle club. So Johnny, who's the Tom Hardy character, he's watching TV with his family, and he sees, of course, the Marlon Brando film. You know,
The young
what
ones,
you're rebelling against? It's called The Wild One.
What have you got?
the wild one,
What
yes.
have you got? Yeah. So, and he thinks, right, I'm going to form a club. So he forms the Chicago chapter. And it's just like a motorcycle club. So they go away for a weekend, they have parties, they've got girlfriends, they're family people. And, there's other, oh, Sharon, yeah, you'll love it. Norman Reedus turns up.
Yes. I'm going to see this film. I am going to see this film.
I think somebody said when someone who whispered, "We're making a film that has a motorcycle in it," and Norman Reedus just went, "Where?" I just showed up on set.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was cast. I think he just showed up on set because there was a motorcycle in it.
So basically the story is sort of told a story by Jodie Comer, who plays Kathy, and she sort of, her friend takes her along to one of these motorcycles bars, clubs sort of thing, and she sees Johnny, and he's like totally, gets smitten. Within 5 weeks they're married, and she's being interviewed by a member of the gang. So it sort of follows the story all along, tells you all about all the different characters.
Yep.
Tells you. So it's like the whole story. She's telling the whole story of a relationship, and then gradually, as time goes on, so from this motorcycle club, you get more and more people, more and more chapters wanting to come in, and of course, as you're getting up towards the '70s, you're getting a lot of, should we say, not so nice characters. So what started off as a motorcycle club, really, and then as new people turn in, it goes, oh, we don't like these new guys much. You know what I mean? It's going, and then one wants to leave, and there's this big party. And something happens. So basically, this is what I can imagine would be because the Hell's Angels got a really bad rep, haven't they? From like the the Angels from Hell, Wild Angels, all those. But you can see, and it sort of goes that way. So I wouldn't say it's like history, but I just.
Well, the thing is, it's based on a book by the character who's there's a character in the film that is interviewing Jodie Comer's character, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy, yeah.
Kathy was a real person.
Yeah, right.
Kathy was a real person, and it's based on the book that guy was a photojournalist, and he wrote a book called The Bikeriders.
Right.
And so the film is based on his actual account of the beginning days of this real life motorcycle club.
Well, in the closing credits, there's loads of what obviously are real. So in the closing credits, you get you get the photos actually of. But yeah, so for me, I mean, it's not a violent film. It's not like it's just sort of people would imagine, where it's like there's big fights and Hell's Angels, and I mean, there's a couple of scenes like that. But that's basically the story. She's telling the story of what happens, and something nasty happens towards the end. And you see, I think the characters, when they play through this, the two characters there, Tom Hardy, he plays like Marlon Brando, thinks himself as Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
And Benny, who's played by Austin
Butler, yeah.
He's basically James Dean. So you've basically got Marlon Brando and James Dean. So that's
the Wild One meets Rebel Without a Cause.
Pardon?
The Wild One meets Rebel Without a Cause.
Makes Rebel Without a Cause, yeah. So not that it's like that, but that's just what.
No, but the two
characters. That's kind of like. I've heard those comparisons like throughout the way when they talk about this film. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Tom Hardy does what?
Yeah, Tom Hardy, I think he wants to be Marlon Brando, because whenever he's talking, he's like, yeah. Sort of really suits him, you know what I mean? And some of the shots, well, the cars, I love the cars. The bikes are great as well. But I mean, for me, it's the big cars. I love, there's like in the streets of the thing. So,
yeah. So like 60s, 70s Americana, it's like.
Yeah, Americana stuff, which you know.
Sean's happy as a pig in the proverbial.
He is. He really is. He loves all that sort of stuff. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, some of the shots are straight out of, I would say, like you were saying, Rebel Without a Cause, when that sort of there's a sort of bit way things, and then they look up, like, you know what I mean. So and I do think there is, I wouldn't say it's a homage to those type of movies, but you can see that influence on it. When they're shot in a certain way.
Of Easy Rider thrown in, maybe.
Not really. It's not
really
like
Easy Rider. Also, it's not as dippy hippie.
But I'm going to say
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. He does something a bit later on, should we say, to do with Easy Rider, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. So
I know it was like Enormous Reader. Enormous Reader, Norman Reedus.
Yeah, sorry, Norman Reedus. Quite like him, but he is super hairy in this. He's like massive. You have to sort of take a second look. But he comes out with the bike. He comes out from Chicago. From Los Angeles. So he's like a Los Angeles. And he turns up and he's like, "Oh, what are you coming for?" He goes, "I've come here for him because he didn't." And it's like, no. Anyway, but yeah. Sharon, I think you would like this film. I'll go see it again. So if you want to go and see it,
I do want to see it. Yeah,
I'd like to see this. I really would like to see this again. So
how many stars? How many stars do you give the Bikeriders? 4 stars for the Bikeriders.
Yeah.
I have to say that when you talk about the casting of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
No, Tom Hardy. For goodness sake,
we're getting all mixed up.
What is up with the names today? So when you talk about the casting of Tom Hardy as maybe like a sort of like aging Marlon Brando character, I think that's good stuff. And Austin Butler as a James Dean type character, that is spot on casting.
Like, yeah, it is, isn't it?
that is spot on casting.
That's it.
Yeah, but Austin Butler, I'm glad that he's actually he seems to be building a good career.
Yeah.
Post Elvis, which was like which was his big break. I'm actually quite happy with him, and so, some of his choices seem to be quite astute.
They do, and he was also in that bombing series, wasn't he, Sharon? What was that called? Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air, yeah. Masters of the Air.
That's when I first noticed him.
Yeah, Dune 2. Yeah, he's doing well.